So I'm going to talk about Logos Bible Software and how we're doing better Bible study. The company's been around actually for about 22 years. We essentially sell a large digital library to pastors, seminary students, and theologists who want to do better Bible study. Just a quick screenshot of our desktop application. We've been around for 22 years. Can you believe people have been writing software for the desktop? I know we're all excited about the mobile, but this is kind of our core market here. We've got the text at the center. Over on the right is text comparison, bringing other verses in that are relevant to the one that you're looking at. Parallel passages, ones that sort of sound like the one you're reading. And that's our tool. It's this comparative theology tool that we sell. I'm going to tell you about Paul. So this is the Apostle Paul. He's an attractive fella. He is known very well for being attributed to, 14 of the 27 New Testament books are from Paul. You know them because they start with the word Paul. This is Romans 1, starting with the word Paul there. So Paul was a busy guy. He was cruising around the Holy Land, clearly got on a boat. This is essentially Paul's trip to Rome. Got on a boat, cruises through the Mediterranean, swings by Sicily, eventually ends up in Rome. And when he gets there, they throw him in the clink. When you're cruising around, sharing a new religion, not everyone's going to love what you got to say, and Paul certainly encountered that as he was writing all these books and helped people understand the word. So we've got another feature in our application called the timeline feature, which will organize different events that are interesting. So right here we can see where we've got a time frame, AD 36 to 344, and in there is where Paul's imprisoned in Rome. And there's lots of all the other events. But the problem with this timeline view is it's lots of sporadic events. And hey, I wanted to know everything that happened on Paul's journey there, not just sporadic events happening around the same time. And if you're interested, here's another little infographic out of our software. This is what a prison in Rome looks like. You can see there's the little hole that they drop you in, and then the little door to the sewer. So not a sweet place to hang out. So enter Python. So we are, the problem with that map view and then that timeline view is they're not connected. The timeline is a giant dump of data, and the map view is absent all that context. So what we're doing is we've got Django as an internal tool where we're using Python to get data in and out of a MySQL database, and we're linking all of the entities together, so people, places, and things. Paul relevant to a prison or a trip to Rome, things like that. So here are some ugly screenshots of that internal tool, mapping all of the details relevant to the agent Paul. Here's all the timeline events relevant to when Paul is imprisoned. You can see it's of kind punishment, it's of type life, and it's in location Rome. And then here's my hand-wavy spec of our next version of the software, where we'll be able to drop a little marker on our map showing where and when Paul was imprisoned. So really cool tool, really cool customers, really fun company to work for. Like I said, we've been around for about 22 years. We've got about 2 million users. We've got about 40,000 titles available in the software. We're private. We're growing. What we're going to do on top of this platform of digital library software is spawn a bunch of internal startups. So Presentation should have been the name for Proclaim, church presentation software. Proclaim is our church presentation software. We're displacing PowerPoint for Sunday morning service, essentially building a content pipeline for awesome content out of our desktop software up to screen. The Faith Life Study Bible is a designed digital study Bible. It's for a tablet. People have been using these print versions forever. We're in Seattle, right? We're for the environment. Who cuts down trees and puts words on them? What is that? So the Faith Life Study Bible is a designed digital study Bible. And we've got a bunch of others. I'll call out the Bible Study Magazine. We are still cutting down words and putting on those in magazine form, cutting down trees. So next question people always ask is, wow, that's amazing. What's your competition? And the answer is books and ignorance. People are still using books because they're ignorant to our software package. And this is a tech meetup, so here's my obligatory Star Wars reference. Sometimes it's better not to know. We're up in Bellingham, Washington, about 80 miles north. This is our corporate headquarters, the Flatiron Building, originally a furniture building. Bellingham was bigger than Seattle when it was getting going, but then Seattle took off. And we're opening a Seattle office here pretty soon, so we're looking for people to staff up there. And the big thing I want to promote today, pull out your phone and snap a photo of this. Tweet it, tell your friends. There's somebody that you work with that's going to church on Sunday, and we want them to know about Code for the Kingdom. It's a hackathon for people building faith-based applications. We're a 22-year-old startup, and we're looking to sort of get a bigger ecosystem going around for people starting applications in that space. So like I said, snap a photo, tweet it, send it to your friends, and love to see some participation.
Questions for Logos? Seriously. There's a gentleman up here, Jim.
Fire. This is where you've reached I'm a technology guy, not the seminary student, so unfortunately, I'll have to get back to you on that. Jim@logos.com, you can send me an email. So we are a niche market right now. Pastors and seminary students, we don't really hand the revenue numbers out, but we've got 400 people working at the company, over 80 software developers. We're profitable and self-sustaining. And the broader Christian market, which is what we're looking to get into, we've been focusing on these like kind of what we call the Bible geeks, if you will. We want to get to everyone engaging with Christian content on the web. That's with the tablet, maybe music, videos, that kind of thing. That's a multi-billion-dollar industry. And so if anyone's heard the Mark Andreessen's article of Software Eats the World, publishers and Christian publishers in particular aren't going to make the digital divide, bridge that gap into the new digital world, as well as a technology company. We've started out as a pipeline to get content to people electronically. And publishers are consolidating. You see them fighting against Amazon and things like that. A lot of the big companies aren't going to make that transition, and so we're going to position ourselves to be both the tool that you use to engage with Christian content, as well as a content producer ourselves. So our Faith Life Study Bible is the example of content that is both tools and content that we've created and put in the marketplace. Sure, yeah. There's competitors from the top of the market with Google and Amazon and everybody else. There's smaller competitors coming at us from the bottom. If we stay better than everybody, we'll be able to keep going into the future. Another example that people always bring up is what about Wikipedia? Can I get this data for free? The answer is yes, but not as highly curated, not as well connected on Python like we do it. We've historically been desktop. We're now on iOS and Android. We've got a web presence as well. So we're multi-platform.
More questions? On the left?
Right here. The question is, what's our biggest technology hurdle, and how is a Python enabler? We're cranking out tons of content, and it's not connected, right? So that map and the timeline aren't well connected. So hooking that together in ways that make what we call serendipitous discovery wonderful, and we've historically been focused on text, and now we're getting into imagery and videos. And so sort of giving a textual backend to images and videos, whether it be folksonomy on tags for videos, or folksonomy on images and transcribing videos, and then connecting all of that together is the big challenge, is the value add that we'll provide over and above the Kindle. And like I showed, Python is the tool that we're using internally to build that sort of connective tissue between the content. And over time, we'll probably start exposing those APIs directly to our applications, calling them over the web. And because we've got that investment in Python, that'll be an enabler. All right, Code for the Kingdom, please share. And thank you very much. And thanks, Red and Green.